स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम आपके सिलेबस का पार्ट जो है डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन एडिफेगा एंड पॉलीफेगा. एक्चुअली एडिफेगा एंड पॉलीफेगा आर द टू सब ऑर्डर्स ऑफ ऑर्डर कोलियोप्टेरा. तो इसलिए हम पहले ऑर्डर कोलियोप्टेरा की एक बेसिक जानकारी प्राप्त करेंगे कि ऑर्डर कोलियोप्टेरा में का मतलब क्या है. कोलियो मीन्स शीथ एंड टेरा मीन्स विंग्स, यानी कि ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स, ऐसे इंसेक्ट्स जिनके विंग्स जो हैं शीट की तरह होते हैं, उनको हम एक ऑर्डर कोलियोप्टेरा में इंक्लूड करते हैं. इस ऑर्डर के मेंबर्स ऑफ दिस ऑर्डर हैज़ हार्ड विंग लाइक शीट ऑन देयर बॉडी एंड द कॉमन नेम ऑफ द इंसेक्ट्स इंक्लूडेड इन ऑर्डर कोलियोप्टेरा इज beetles and weevils. These are highly sclerotized endoterigotes with horny or lathery elytra, biting and chewing type of mouthparts, and having compodiform or eruciform larvae. Coleoptera is the largest order in not only the arthropoda but in the entire animal kingdom, consisting about 330,000 species. They are adapted to various modes of life: terrestrial, aquatic, aerial, fossorial, subterranean, cavernicolous, etc., and are mostly concealed in habit. The order represents a heterogeneous assemblage of very minute size, that is about 0.5 mm long insect, to large size, that is about 155 to 160 mm long beetle, that is Dynastis, Hercules, Macrodontia, etc. Several members are the pests of crops, vegetables, timber, furniture, cloths, stored food grains, and even the drugs, and thus they attribute great economic importance. Large number of chrysomelids are entomophagous predators and are successfully used in eradication of various pests. Some members of the order are specifically capable of producing the light and sound through the stridulation. The weevils differ from beetles in various respects. They are unique in bearing an elongated rostrum. They do not possess hind wings, gula, and an epimeron suture, the labrum being indistinct. The elytrae are immovable and united. The mandibles become exclusively accessory structure. These are the general characters of the order Coleoptera. All these Coleopterans are represented by all these general characters. Now we will discuss the head of the Coleopterans. Coleopterans have chewing type of mouthparts. Antennae, they vary in types. Head is strongly sclerotized, pro or hypognathous mobile head with reduced or obsolete epicranial suture. In some beetles like Curculionidia, an elongated rostrum is formed due to the prolongation of frons and vertex. Rostrum possesses mouthparts at the apex and antennae elsewhere in the forward position, as is clear from the picture. Postclypeus is often fused with frons. The ventral floor of the head is represented by a well-developed gula, except in weevils and some beetles. Clypeus is divided into anticlypeus and postclypeus. Antennae of Coleoptera is usually 11 segmented and of variable type: filiform, moniliform, clavate, and moniliform, clavate, serrate, lamellate, etc. Exceptionally, one segmented in Articeras, two segmented in Porcini, and 27 or more segmented in some species. Compound eyes of insects are distinct except in some subterranean and caverniculous forms, where the eyes are totally lacking. The eyes are of three types: acone, eucone, and pseudocone. In Gyrinus and some beetles, each type is divided into upper and lower halves. Generally, males bear large while females have small eyes, as in family Lampridae. Ocelli, these are usually absent, while only a median ocellus is present in family Dermastidae. Mouthparts of insects are adapted for biting and chewing. Labrum is concealed beneath or fused with clypeus. Mandibles variably developed. In carnivorous beetles, they are acute with fine cutting edge and canaliculate for fluid feeding, while in phytophagous forms they are short, broad, blunty, toothed. They have serrate edge and are longer even more than the whole body, as in Casognathus. In the males of stage beetles, they are antler-like structures, as in family Leucanidae. They may possess mandibular scars and help in breaking the cocoon during the adult emergence. Maxillae are fully developed, bilobed, while only a single lobe or mala, that is in family Curculionidae. Maxillary palps are four-segmented. Lecinia are blade-like. Labium is divided into three parts: submentum, mentum, and prementum. Mentum fused with the gula and glossa, paraglossa, and are fused to form ligula. Labial palps are three and segmented. Now we will discuss about the thorax. As you know, thorax is divided into three parts: prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. Prothorax is freely movable with large, free, visible, single, undivided pronotum. Notopleural sutures are absent in Polyphaga. Pleurosternal sutures are distinct. Meso and metathorax are reduced, fused, and their terga are divided into pre-post scutum besides the middle scutellum. Mesothorax is represented mostly by a rim of scutellum, while metathorax is greatly developed except in those hindwings are absent or vestigial. Now we will discuss the legs. The legs are generally adapted for walking or running, modified widely for walking, jumping, running, fossorial, natatorial. In aquatic forms, mid and hind legs as in Gyrinus or only hind legs as in Diticidae are modified for swimming. Jumping in Halictini is carried out with greatly enlarged hind femora. Tarsi are five-segmented or reduced. There are forewings and hindwings, that is, there are two pairs of wings in Coleopterans. Forewings are two, there is a pair of forewings, unequal forewings modified into elytra. Both remain free, often open, and allow the hindwing to perform flight. The elytra may be united and immovable in Carabidae, Curculionidae, where the hind wings are absent. Now about the hind wings. Hind wings are larger than elytra, membranous, folded. Venation is reduced and is of two types. First is the ediphagoid type and second is the staphylinoid type. In ediphagoid type, there is cross veins between median 1 and median 2 or median 1 and radius, and median 2 forming a cell, that is areola oblonga. In staphylinoid type, without cross veins, some species are dimorphic. Females are pachypterous while males are winged. And now about the abdomen. The number of segments which enter into the composition of this region of body is difficult to determine. As a rule, first tergum and one more of the sterna from the first to third are aborted. In many species, the terminal abdominal segments of the female are retractile and tubular, thus functioning as an ovipositor. In many species, the male genitalia are withdrawn into the abdomen and concealed. They take the form of a tubular vagination. Abdomen is sessile, first segment membranous or atrophied. 8 tergites are commonly visible. 5 to 7 sternites are visible. As I have already told you about the ovipositor, it has terminal abdominal segments of females are retractile, tubular and function as an ovipositor, no orthothyroid ovipositor. Then the male genitalia, it is concealed, withdrawn into the abdomen. Tubular evagination of the 9th and 10th sternite is the edigus, and there is a pair of movable parameres. Now, many species have the stridulatory organs well developed, as in scarabaeoids larvae and adults. They develop on mandibles and maxillae in scarabaeoid larvae or on head and thorax in others. Cyrambicidae have organs on the prothorax, mesonotum or on hind femora and elytra. The heart is divided into a variable number of chambers and is continued throughout the thorax into the head, where it becomes branched at its apex. The tracheal system is well developed. Its trunks are greatly ramified, and in many species there is an elaborate system of air sacs. As a rule, 10 pairs of spiracles are present. Male reproductive system consists of testes, the vasa differentia, one or more pairs of accessory glands, and a median ejaculatory duct. Seminal vesicles are often present as dilations of vasa differentia. 2 generalized types of reproductive organs are recognized. Female reproductive organs are of 2 types. Ovaries are composed of follicles. A spermatheca is generally present. An accessory gland is generally found in connection with the spermatheca. Larvae are campaniform or cruciform and seldom apodous. The head is well developed. The head bears a variable number of ocelli. Pupae are adictious and exerate. A cocoon is frequently formed. In this line diagram, in this picture, you can see the life cycle of the stag beetle. In the different coleopterans, there are different instars or larval instars. In stag beetle, as you can see from the egg, first of all is formed the first instar, then second instar, then third instar, and then pupa is developed from the third instar, and pupa develops into the adult. This is the generalized life cycle of a coleopteran. Some beetles exhibit parental care. One theory states parental care is necessary for the survival of the larvae, protecting them from adverse environmental conditions and predators. One species, a rover beetle, Bladius spectabilis, displays both causes for parental care, physical and biotic environmental factors. The species live in salt marshes, so the eggs and or larvae are endangered by the rising tide. The maternal beetle patrols the eggs and larvae and applies the appropriate burrowing behavior to keep them from flooding and from asphyxiating. The maternal beetle patrols the eggs. Another advantage is that the mother protects the eggs and larvae from the predatory carabid beetle and from the parasitoid wasp. Up to 15% of the larvae are killed by this parasitoid wasp, being only protected by maternal beetles in their dens. Now about the feeding. Beetles are able to exploit the wide diversity of food sources available in their many habitats. Some are omnivorous, eating both plants and animals. Other beetles are highly specialized in their diet. Now we will discuss the classification of phylum Coleoptera. Coleoptera is consisting largest number of families, that is about 150. The order Coleoptera was initially divided into two suborders, suborder Ediphaga and suborder Polyphaga. The order Coleoptera, the suborders Archostemata and Myxophaga are comparatively very small suborders and are of limited distribution. The suborder Archostemata, moreover, is closely related to the Polyphaga as well as the Ediphaga. We will discuss about the Polyphaga and Ediphaga. In order Polyphaga, that if we want to differentiate these two suborders, first of all, there are 7 characteristics by which we can differentiate the two coleopterans belonging to either suborder Ediphaga or suborder Polyphaga. If we compare the hind coxae of coleopterans, then in Ediphaga they are immovably fixed to metasternum and the first abdominal sternite is divided, whereas in Polyphaga they are rarely fused to metasternum and first abdominal sternite is undivided. If we discuss about the notopleural suture, they are present in the prothorax in Ediphaga and they are absent in the Polyphaga. Now about the wings. In Ediphaga, second mediocubital crosswings form an oblongum, whereas it is indistinct or absent in Polyphaga. If we compare the testes, then in Ediphaga the testes are tubular and coiled inside, whereas in Polyphaga the testes are follicular, uncoiled inside. If the ovaries are compared, in Ediphaga the ovaries are polytrophic, whereas in Polyphaga the ovaries are acrotrophic. And male accessory glands, in Ediphaga there are only one pair of male accessory glands, whereas in Polyphaga there are more than one pair of accessory male glands. And if we talk about the mandibles are without molar area in the Ediphaga, and in Polyphaga the mandibles are with molar area. And the Malpighian tubules of Ediphaga are only 4 and they are simple, whereas the Malpighian tubules of Polyphaga are numerous and they are complex. These are the two insects showing the representing the suborder Ediphaga and Polyphaga. You can see the differences. Thank you. I hope you have got the information about the differences between the Ediphaga and Polyphaga.